This is your run-of-the-mill Arpeggio. And this is the build we're putting together today. The Arpeggio might not be the most flashy. It's not a gun I particularly enjoy using, but that's not to say it's a bad gun. In fact, I think more than just about any other weapon, it really needs the right attachments to make it shine. So in this video, we're going to actually look at the Arpeggio as a whole. How it compares to other weapons, what mods do and don't matter, and recommend both a best loadout setup and a one for those on a budget. Let's dive in. The Arpeggio is a run-of-the-mill, uncommon weapon and is unique in that it's the only burst fire weapon in the game, the next closest being the double-shot Venator. Due to firing so quickly, it only does 9.5 damage per shot, which is about 28 if all three land. And as you know, sometimes that's easier said than done. With a 18.3 firing rate, it's slower than the Renegade, but faster than the Anvil. While that may seem great, they're technically 15th and 12th out of 20 respectively. And as a result, the relative DPS of the Arpeggio is bottom of the barrel at 173, plumb last out of all 20 weapons. For those who don't know, relative DPS is firing rate times the damage per shot as a way of comparing weapons. It's not 100% accurate as a measure of actual DPS and isn't for a burst fire weapon either. If you do account for the burst fire nature, that relative DPS jumps up to 521, which would boost it to 7th on the list. When it comes to range, the Arpeggio finds itself in the second pack, behind the Snipers and Renegade, and alongside guns like the Rattler, Tempest, and Pharaoh. Overall though, it's really nothing to write home about. But again, I think it is much better with the right attachments. First though, let's look at a comparison between the Arpeggio 1 and Arpeggio 4. Just from upgrading, you can increase the full clip and reload time down to under 6 seconds instead of being above 9. That's a 38% improvement for only 10,000 coins and materials, which isn't too bad for most players. Now let's get into the comparisons. First up is the Muzzle Brakes. I finally have all three so we can see how they perform. As a reminder, these reduce vertical and horizontal recoil at the same time. As you can see here, the common attachment does basically nothing, and the difference between 2 and 3 is also negligible. As a whole, they're okay, an average improvement, but not what I would choose for my Arpeggio. Instead, what I'd recommend are these compensators. These reduce shot dispersion, which is crucial for a burst fire weapon like this. I mean, just watch this. I don't have a Compensator 3 sadly, but look at how much of a difference the uncommon version makes. Much better, and clearly the better option for this mod slot. Next up, let's look at grips. First, the vertical grips aimed at reducing vertical recoil, which as you saw at the start is a big problem for this gun. The good news is that even the common version of this drastically improves the situation, with the gun ending up a full foot or two below the top of the wall compared to the base version. For the angled grips, which specialize in horizontal recoil, can they prove more impactful? The answer to that is very clearly no. The rare version is a good improvement, but it is far more impactful to slot in a vertical grip instead. The stable stock is really hard to test on this gun, so rather than have any official measurement here, I've simply magnified the reticle so you can see the difference for yourself. It's honestly nothing stupendous, but decent enough. Let's see how the specialized stocks fare. First of all, the lightweight stock. Now this one is interesting, because it's actually faster to let go of the aim button and zoom back in than it is to wait for the reticle bloom to go back to 0. Does this actually work that way though? I have no clue. But from the outside looking in, it certainly looks like it does. And it could help you get aiming down sights fast, but the gun is already pretty good at that. Then there's the padded stock, which does cost you equip speed and ADS speed, but helps with all recoil and shot dispersion, which should be perfect for the Arpeggio. Sure enough, it is. Not bad considering it's the only attachment on the gun right now. Wait till you see how it works alongside mods that complement it. And finally, let's try out that Kinetic Converter that increases your firing rate. But to be honest with you, I'm already firing this gun as fast as I can, and I can't really tell the difference. I'm not even sure I'm able to fire faster with this. Since the Arpeggio is really good at medium to long range, I thought the extended barrel would make a big difference. But honestly, due to the burst fire, the gun can't take full advantage of that increased bullet velocity, and the extra vertical kickback really hurts when what we really want is a gun with as little of that as possible. And here's a look at how big of a difference the various extended mags make. That's about an 80% increase in firing time when rapidly pulling the trigger. And for you silencer fans, I finally got a Silencer 3 as well, so here's what they sound like. So what's the best Arpeggio build? For those on a budget, I put together a full green lineup like this. Let's see how it performs. And if you have infinite money and crafting capabilities, I'd upgrade to the Extended Bag 3 and the Padded Stock. Here are the builds and my recommendations. I hope this video was helpful, and here's a quick tier list if you want to make your own build. Quick note, checking the stats, about 80% of you watching this aren't subscribed yet, so if you're into these deep dive weapon breakdowns where we actually test everything, instead of just guessing, I'm working on making one of these for every weapon in the game. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if this video helped you, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what your favorite Arpeggio build is. For now though, I think that's it. I'll see you next time.